Good morning and happy Thanksgiving from New Mexico. Check this. Check this out. This is apparently the satellite seems to think that I'm just out of it, but I seem to have just come in it. So what the hell's going on with this dumb thing is who knows? Not very good. So I'm hoping when I drop down into Albuquerque, which is just less than 60 miles, when I drop down there, hopefully it's going to clear up a little bit when I get down there. It's not sticking on the ground, so it's not too bad. It's down at 31 Fahrenheit, and I've still got a bloody cold, which won't go. There doesn't seem to be a lot of snow on the trucks coming towards me, so that's usually a sign. If you know, you look at the if they're all covered in snow and shit, you know it's going to get worse in front of you. If not, you got to get better, or it's going to stay as it is. So never mind, it is what it is, isn't it? So we'll just press on regardless. We won't be stopping, that's for sure. I was hoping to get to Moab. I'm about 480 mile away from Moab, and it's 9:30 now. I want to get there for my Thanksgiving dinner. Hopefully Steph will find me somewhere that's doing everywhere, because a lot of places, I had a quick look last night, but a lot of places they were shutting early. And the Blue Paw, the pub I like to go in there, and restaurant, that's closed tonight. Bugger damn. Well, they'll be somewhere, no doubt. No doubt they will. I'll be stuck out here, that's for sure. This is pretty cool, isn't it? Happy Thanksgiving, eh? I thought that was my road then. It's coming as shitty, isn't it? Bugger! This road's sort of clear. Like I say, hopefully it should just be over the top here. We're quite high up now. We get going a bit further on. We'll clear up, press on regardless. Fuck, I'm losing a lane. All the joy of winter drive. Come to America, drive, have fun. They're down to one lane on the other side. Eastbounders, what we're looking at, westbound. I don't think we see CB's working very well since I put that. Eastbounders, what you left behind you? Bothering him, is it? Eh? Billy Big Balls. Nobody's talking to me, nobody's giving a report. Like I say, it'll be what it'll be, it can't be that. It's a bloody stupid satellite. Duh. My mountain passes are clear, so hopefully it's going to be right. It'll be right. Here we go, all nice and happy at the bottom of the hill. Coming into Albuquerque. That's nice. A little bit snowy up the top there. Let's see what we have in stow for us a bit further up. Hopefully not much. I'm going to. I fueled up at Russ's yesterday. The one that I filled up with on the other video, the last video, with the museum. Car museum, motor museum, all that malarkey. I fueled up there last night, stayed there the night. It was no enjoyable night, a bit blustery this morning when we got up. I didn't fill my reefer up, I'll do that when I get down here. There it is, the Grand Albuquerque. I don't stop here. I have done one night. One night was enough. And I've been in a couple of the truck stops. It's got a bad reputation. Yeah, maybe there is nice places, parts of it obviously, but it's got quite a bad rap. And there's you got a lot of gangs here. A lot of the problems and the violence is to do with towards the gangs, nothing to do with other things and stuff like that. You don't want to go Crowding Crossflyer, Flyer, MS13, to mention one of the big gangs that's here, as well as quite a few of the others big names. It's a big problem. Enough said about those. If you want to know, Google it. Temperature's rising again. Hopefully we'll get out of the freezing soon. 37 Fahrenheit. It was 29 at the top of the hill. Well, that is us fueled up. All good. Yeah, it didn't take a great lot, but the little bit that obviously I fueled, it was
right on South Camino Don Tomas.
There was half a tank
second left.
Needed in the reefer, see, and about a quarter of a tank needed in the def. I haven't filled the truck up, there's no point because I only just filled it up, didn't I? It wasn't even worth topping that up either.
Turn left at the traffic light.
But I was running out, so that's why I couldn't do it at the last place, top everything up. I wanted to top it up because the reefer was running all night as well and stuff like that. Well, not running, it was only started a couple of times because it's at 20 degrees and it's cold outside anyway. I'm not using a lot of fuel in the reefer, which is pretty good. But at the price of, what was it, $4.59 I just paid there. Because it's reefer fuel as well, we get the tax off that and whatever you see. I'm not sure what the price is on that, actually. But it's still going to be $1 cheaper than at home. So filling the reefer up now, I should have enough to get back up to Washington, get unloaded, and get back down here again before I need any more fuel in the reefer. So that's saved me, what's it, 50 gallon, that saved me $50 right there. And the same on the def tank as well. I won't need. So, you know, it just means if I hadn't have fueled up there, I'd have probably had to get some somewhere on the way home, which then would have lost all the money, basically, or half of the money, because there had been double that. It'd have been $100 extra because it had been a full tank, and that would have lost me basically the money that I saved on on the other fill-up. You know what I mean? So you gotta make sure you just top it up and watch the pennies. Then pounds will look after themselves, or the cents and the dollars, whichever way you want to look at it. Luckily we're out of that shitty weather, and onwards we go. It's warming up a bit, 55 degrees now. Nice, sweet. Be a bit colder when we get up in the hills and we get up to get up towards Moab. It'll probably be a bit chilly when it up there. As long as the snow stays off through Colorado and that, and over Price Mountain tomorrow, happy days! So here's a road for you. This is the New Mexico 371. This is a little cut across that brings you off from the 550 on the top western side of New Mexico. Now then, some say there is, it just misses out Bloomfield. Some say this is the road that they used on Convoy. way back in the day, it was just all the sandy road. When he said the convoy was running through in a back road into New Mexico, they said, all on the sand and everything like that. And that's why they had to make it into a road, apparently, because back then it was just a sand track. But that many people were coming up here and running the road because they'd seen the film or wanted to see where it was back in the 70s, 80s and things like that. In the end, they made it into a road. So, but there's some argument about whether this is the actual road or the road is right over near Albuquerque. I ain't too sure. I haven't been over to the road in Albuquerque, so I don't know. It's like a 50-50, people say. Whether this was the one, scenery definitely looks very much like it. It's a 3 mile down, is this? To be fair, I don't think it. I don't usually come this way if I'm going south, because it's too steep of a hill. That, and if it starts to rain or anything, it's slippy and horrible. But it's by the time you've slowed down going up the hills, because there is a few hills that way and what have you, stuff like that. I don't think it saves much fuel rather than running through the traffic lights of Bloomfield. Swings and roundabouts, depends what you want. Depends how you feel for the day. There is quite a bit of parking at the top of the hill actually, or down here, and you know there's ample parking if you're looking for some parking for overnight. And I've got a goddamn fly in the truck. That brings me out down the bottom, and we're back on track again. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all! It is Thanksgiving Day today. I've mentioned that, haven't I? I still don't know if I've got if Stephanie's found me not a hotel, a restaurant yet in Moore.
In 1/2 mile, turn left on Westbury Drive.
Yeah, hit and miss when you come up here through New Mexico and you're onto the Indian reservation and stuff like that. You've hardly got any internet reception at all. All the way through it's sketchy. You'll get it when you drop down into the towns, but as soon as you pull back out of the towns again, you're going to lose it.
Turn left at the traffic light.
I will do. Everywhere's closed up. Everybody's having a holiday. Come on, Florence. And out the other side of the town and back into the desert again.
Continue 1 mile to the end of the street, then turn left.
I think, what have I got? About a couple of 100 miles. And it's 2:15. Land me there, hopefully at the right time. Get washed and changed and get on out there.
At the end of the street,
Find
turn
some
left.
turkey. Oh, happy Thanksgiving with a bit of Kid Rock. Oh, gotta share this. What a beautiful evening.
Fast on a rough road riding high through the mountains climbing, twisting, turning further from my home. Young, like a new moon rising fierce through the rain and lightning, wandering out into this great unknown. And I
Well, that's what you're gonna get for that. Until we come out the other side of the dip. I'm gonna make it to Moab, which is good. I'm trying to get hold of Steph at the moment. I haven't had the internet to see if she can find somewhere for me to get a turkey dinner, to get a Thanksgiving dinner when I get down into Moab. Hopefully we'll be able to find something. Squeeze me in. Quite a few of the restaurants are shut and stuff like that. It's daunting this time of year. You see everybody going off and doing their family things and things like that. But I always get home for Christmases and weddings and birthdays and things like that. So, you know, Thanksgiving, if I have to miss that one once a year, hey, you know, as long as I get home for the most important ones, that's for sure. Remember anniversaries, of course. Meanwhile, back with Kid Rock. Maybe not. Here we go. We're just failing. The light's just gone behind the mountains. We're just going up and down into Moab. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. And no music, but never mind. Just enjoy the scenery. Oh my God, I'll never get bored of this ever. Ease up, Tiger. Like being on the movie of Cars. Huh? Man, this truck drives well. in Moab last night, really enjoyed it. Managed to get my Thanksgiving dinner, one of the restaurants downtown. It was really good. Met with a old hiker bloke, interesting story, got all the gossip on Moab. He knew all the gossip, that man. So I got to catch up on all the gossip. Somebody's lost one of their alcohol license in one of the clubs, and all gossip going on. So that was fun. It was a good night. Still ain't got to the Sunset Grill. One day we'll make it up the top of that mountain. Where is it? It's done. We've gone past it. See it somewhere. That must be just back there. So now time to move out and crack on. We've got spoilt ourselves to a Starbucks coffee, flat white. Done a bit of shopping. Stayed in my usual place at the back of the supermarket, surrounded by mountains. It's absolutely lovely. Really is some else. So I've turned the amplifier off that burner that I had going on the CB. Hopefully I'll try that, see if that works. It didn't seem to be getting out. I don't know, something wrong with it. I'll have to get it looked at. James, you've given me a faulty amplifier. Burner, power boost, whatever you want to call it. It was pushing the power out, but people said they couldn't hear me. Well, they wouldn't say they couldn't hear me if they couldn't hear me. They said there was a lot of static coming through with it. Camp run. Beautiful morning, but good God, don't be deceived, it was really cold last night. Walking home from the restaurant, it was bloody freezing. I don't know, about -5 or something like that. It's down at -29 when I go up. It's 34 now Fahrenheit, whatever that is. Big shirt, not big coat, but big shirt. Decide we want to go slow. It just never fails, does it? Look at it. Look at it. Absolutely beautiful. Nice this time of year if you wanted to come down here, because the weather's not... I've just blocked his view. He was showing the wife the view. Oh, sorry. Let me get out of his way. It's worse when I feel really bad. I know some people will probably giggle at that, but I feel really bad sometimes. I'll be coming along and you'll look down at the car as you're coming past and they've got the camera out or something like that and they're filming all the mountains and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I come along and you look down and they're like, ugh. Oh, sorry. Your feet are frozen. It's going in for service on Monday. I want to see if they can do something about that. My other truck did exactly the same, the Freightliner and the Freightliner before that. All my trucks out here in America have done that, but they didn't do it in Europe or England. The bunk heater, when you start the ignition, the bunk heater turns off automatically. Boop, stops. So when it's down like at -15 and -20, or anything like -7 or something like that, onwards, as we all know, you've got that time lapse before your actual heater gets any heat coming through. You've got 10-15 minutes, haven't you, before you actually generate any heat out of the engine and stuff like that. So that bit, and if you're in and out of the truck doing your checks and stuff like that first thing in the morning when you've started it, it's you soon lose the heat in the truck, and it gets bloody cold, I'll tell you. But I want to see if they can override that some way, and so I can leave the bunk heater still going when the engine's going. These peoples will all be going down to Arches. I'm suspecting. Or just pondering. So much here. Oh my God. Yeah, I managed to get into the restaurant for 6 o'clock, which was good. They closed at 8, but you know, that was ample. I had an hour and a half in there. It was nice. There's Arches National Park. You've seen it all before. Thousands of millions of years to evolve around these, the wind blowing around these mountains to cause the whole arches in them and things like that, and the way it's all landscaped. Truly breathtaking. The real good thing about this as well, if you wanted some peace and quiet and you didn't want to stay in the town or shit like that or something, you can just fire it out of town and just pull onto a lot of the waste ground just out of here. And just hack up there and just, you know, do you do. Stay there the night. Look at that, look at it. Every time. Coming on 5.5 years I've been coming out here. And I still remember like my first time, it's like, oh my god. It's still like my first time every time. You always see something different. Not sure, I think it's up here, there's a face in the rock, but the sun's shining this wrong way, but I've just lost internet on me, I've just lost connection. I hope it doesn't forget what hours I'm driving. Oh, that would be terrible. There's a frog. Oh, it's that one. There's a frog. I'll have to take a picture of that sometime as I'm coming back down. I can see a frog in that rock back there. No, I'm not tripping. It's not flashback from the 90s. It is definitely a frog. This is really spectacular. Obviously, when you've got the sun shining like this, it's holy mac. Just looking at my coffee mug here, I got like I say, I treated myself to a Starbucks this morning. I've travelled the world, like a lot of you know. I've been to a lot of places. Nowhere else in the world has a problem with the way I pronounce my name. Vernon. It's pretty simple. The only place in, well, maybe in Spain, they couldn't get the B, so it's Vernon. And the odd one would say, Bernardo. No, I said Vernon. So let's stick with that. No, so that wasn't a real big issue. Americans cannot hear the way I say Vernon. I do not get it. I've tried it all different. Vern. You know what I mean, Vern? That usually works because there was a film series called A Guy Called Vern. It was like A Guy Called L kind of thing. The saying was on the film. So somebody my age will know that film. Anybody younger won't have a clue. Series rather. You know what I mean, Vern? But today, Starbucks, we have. I may as well just say twat next time, or cock or something, I don't know. Vanny. V-A-N-I. Really? Vernon. Vanny. How has she put Vanny? Does she actually know anybody in the world called Vanny? No, she probably doesn't. Vanny. I knew when I said my name. She looked at me with this like blank look and just carried on. I'm gonna just try a different name. At work they think I say it Vernon. Nope, not seeing the significant. Not at all. Oh, hey, that's one of life's mysteries. Speak English, the Americans speaking. What am I doing wrong? Vernon. And when they say it back to me, it just sounds right. It sounds the same. Bugger if I know. Look, we've got a bit of snow in the desert. Love driving deserts. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Over the mountain, over that way we'll be going in a minute. Over the big old mountain. Everything's looking dry and happy. I really need to get the truck washed. It's got salt and shit all over it. The trailer looks terrible. So hopefully, well, I'll stop when I get to Salt Lake City. I might go get my hair cut actually. I'm not in a great rush. I've only got just over 1,000 miles to do and I've only just started, so and that's 2 days, so you know, it's steady away now. Speed limit on here is 80 mile an hour. 80 mile an hour. Not for me anymore though. Oh, no sirree. Gone are the days of 80 mile an hour. The tight Yorkshireman's coming out. 70 is quite ample. 70 mile an hour? It's quite ample. And seriously, dropping the speeds and being on it all the time, it is so much more relaxing. It really is. Here's a bit of advice as well. Vernon advice, take it or leave it. Bollocks, Steve, if you don't want to take it. I haven't given it a bit of Vernon advice for a while. If you, it's a bit different in Europe and England because you're all limited to 55, so 55 is a slow speed. Everybody wants to keep to that speed and stuff like that. But if you aren't governed, if you're governed to say you're governed to 70 mile an hour, like this truck's governed to 76, so it's a bit different to the Freightliner. You can put your foot down and pass anything basically. So there is a governor on it. Do not run at your governed speed. So say your speed limit is up at 70 mile an hour on a lot of the stretches and stuff like that. Run at 68, run at 67 or something like that. You'll find it a lot less stressful because the amount of times you'll come alongside of somebody and they'll put the foot down a little bit or start rolling down a hill and you've got nothing left in the tank. You can't dip your toe in, you can't, and you end up alongside them and it's a lot of hassle. If you've got a little bit left in that tank, a little bit more throttle left, you can actually give it some, you know what I mean, and get past them and look at them like the smug look. I've got a bit left, bollocks to you kind of thing. So that it really does make it a lot easier. You don't, and what it is you don't make a twat of yourself. Like a lot of people, they'll just be, I see them coming up behind me and think, oh fuck's sake. They're doing about half a mile an hour. They do it over here, they do it in Europe, they do it in England. It's always been done. People, it's, I must say, and it maybe is a bad thing, but a majority of them are company drivers of the big fleets and stuff like that. Green, fresh out of school, shit, all that shit. And they'll just run there, they're zoned out and they're just, I call them mouth breathers. I'll do some videos on some when you come past. You see them over here, you see them everywhere. Just, I don't know where they are. I don't know if it's because I have like OCD and I'm all over the place and I'm looking here, looking there and looking all over. Loving it, kind of thing, and grinning to myself and all sorts. You see the ones that are like this. Mouth breathers. They don't, you come up to overtake them and you see them. They don't even know you're there. Seriously, they do not know you're alongside and you'll go past them and you think, fuck me, that dude didn't even know I was there. Men, women, they're all the same, you know, you get the same with them. And just mouth breathers, Washington. They think, what the fuck? That is so, that's got to be dangerous, you know. They'll just go for miles. Catching flies. I think sometimes I'd like to know what's going, give them a nod, what's going on in there? Oh, hello, you know, I'm alongside it. What? Strange going on. Strange going on. Yeah, so stop this alongside of shit. I'm a bit left, be a bit more like professional fucking driver. It is, you, like I say, you see him coming up, I see him coming up behind me. And they're doing about half a mile faster. And you think, oh God. And you've noticed him on the hill and he's been pulling back or something like that. If he's been catching me on the hill, I'll let it go. You know what I mean? But if you see them and they're slowing down on the hill and stuff like that, I think, no. And they'll be in the outside lane for miles. praying and wishing that you see them coming past you like this, they do this. What the fuck is that? The truck weighs 80,000 pounds. Do you think your fat little tubby body's going to give that a little extra push? It ain't going to work. All the rocking in the world ain't going to do it. Look, it's not happening. So stop the rocking, run a little bit lower than your limiter, so you've got a little bit left. So if I see them coming up behind me, and they're doing half a mile an hour, and I know on a little rise they've started to pull back, I'll just put my foot down and get out of there. I don't want them fanning about alongside of me. It's embarrassing for me, it's embarrassing for them. Vehicles come up behind, nobody can get past, they're chocking it up, they'll just sit out there forever. Fucking sort your shit out and be a professional driver. There you go, rant over. Check that out. This is coming over Price Mountain and Soldier Summit, Utah. I've just put on Facebook about, I've been coming over here for 6 years or something now, 5.5, sorry. And I seriously think this is a massive contender for one of the most beautiful mountain passes in the world. I will put that. And I know a lot of people will start doing comments, oh, you haven't been over so-and-so pass, you haven't had a look at this. I think I've been over a shit lot of mountain passes to have some kind of say about mountain passes, whether I think they're pretty or not, and this has got everything at it. Sat out in the sun at the top of the mountain, and seriously, we're up there at 70 degrees, 70 Fahrenheit, whatever that is. Pretty toasty actually, but once you get in them shadows, man, that temperature drops down cold. That really does, but that is breathtaking, isn't it? Never ever get bored of that one. I'm getting paid to do this. Fucking beautiful. As it slowly starts to creep down. Which is nice, it stays up there, quite happy. That's some harsh looking mountain that though, isn't it? It isn't that high though, that mountain. You've got trees on the top. I forget what the height is where the trees stop growing now. If you haven't got any trees on the top, that's when obviously you're a lot higher. But you've still got trees on the top of that mountain. That's on the borderline though. Yeah, definitely one of the prettiest mountain passes in the world, without a doubt. It's got everything. It's a nice long pass as well. You know, it's not as though it's a 10-minute thing. Got to be a good 70 mile, I'd say, 60 mile maybe. Of everything, you get over the other side, you haven't got the snow, you get over this side, you've got the snow. But you have got the ice at the other side. The waterfall was iced up on the top, which it always is this time of year. That won't come unfrozen now until about February, end of March time probably. All the rivers and things like that. Wunderbar! Utah has got so much. Maybe you can see that high up. Not far now, 14 mile, and we're back onto the motorway then. It's a wee bit frosty out there as we're coming through the causeway here. About 8, it's dry, the road's nice and dry. It's what, 8 o'clock in the morning, so a bit of a late start, lying. I ain't got that much to do, only 418 mile left to do. Did I get into South Seattle there? Nice steady away. We'll stop for the Loves for a shower, make the most of my power shower because I won't be getting that next week. You obviously accumulate, I've mentioned before, as you fuel up at Loves, you accumulate how many points you get. It goes towards the next month of how many showers you get. So because I used to, as a company driver, fuel up at Loves all the time, the following month gives me power shower, as they call it. So that's as many showers as you like throughout that next month. Because I haven't fueled up once this month at Loves, I've lost that privilege now for next month. So no more power showers or nothing like that. I'll have to pay for my showers or fuel up, and no, I won't be fueling up because it's just ridiculous. I will be honest with you, I'm a bit skeptical now. I'm pretty worried about the price of fuel going ridiculously high. It's just, I thought it can't stop, but it seems to be going, especially over here. You know, we're up at $6 plus at Loves now. And I'm going to say to the to Anchor Trucking, do not send me to East Coast. I can't do East Coast. I've been looking at the prices over there. The amount of fuel I'm going to burn more going up and down the hills over there and stuff like that. There'd have to be a huge price on the loads for me to be able to run East Coast now. You know, you can get so far in without having to fuel up, but you are going to have to fuel up there at some point to get yourself back out again into cheaper fuel. And you're talking over $7 a gallon now over there. And there's no Pacific Pride, there's no Cardlock, there's none of my cheap fuel places over there. The closest one is Nashville as I'm going east over there, which you wouldn't be, you'd be going up through Chicago and going across that way into Pennsylvania, New York, and around there. So that is, to me, is just out the question now. There's no way on this earth, unless it's actually paying. Like, I can do loads now and make a living on $2. So it's got to be $2 to me after paying everybody off, you know, the Anchor's percentage and things like that. It's got to be over $2 for me to worthwhile. A mile, that is, not $2 for the trip, $2 a mile. Yeah? And you've got to take that in consideration as well if you're running dead-end miles, if you're doing a lot of dead-end miles. If you're running 100, 200 dead-end miles, it doesn't really matter. You can suck that up in the whole mileage coming back. If it's a long one, you know, over 2,000 miles or something like that. Are you keeping up, or am I just waffling? But go to Pennsylvania or going anywhere over that East Coast now without fuel like that, it's no. Ain't gonna happen. You just can't do it. You can do it if you want to run at a loss and no point in going to work. You know, you may as well be back as a company driver. Unless something happens, it's scary times. I can't see it going on forever. Can't carry on. It can't, because the prices, like in supermarkets, things have gone up. Restaurants have gone up. You used to be able to go out for a meal now. Before, I'd go out for a meal at Texas Roadhouse. One meal, my steak and my prawns, and which I absolutely love, surf and turf, and a big boy beer. You'd be with your tip, you'd be like around the $30, $32. You know what I mean? Which is happy days. Now that's an extra. That can be up to $45 kind of thing. You know, it has gone up a hell of a lot over the last year. So going out and everything, but the prices on the rates haven't really moved. They haven't moved that much, which is a bit worrying. So it will happen. The prices on the rates have got to shift. They really have, because companies are going under. So they go under in the desperate way. I have noticed over the last 2 years the different trend in the way things are working now. The way the industry is going. Every 2 years back, going down to Florida, you had 6 days. Easy 5, 6 days. Every time going down to Florida. Plenty of time to get there. You know, there was never any rush or anything like that. Come back whenever, you know, get back when you get back with the flowers kind of thing for Vivo. As long as you're back within 8 days or something like that, 9 days. Happy days. Now they want you back tomorrow. Because they've been waiting for that load. Because they've been waiting for the transport, waiting for the truck, but they're not willing. The brokers are still sucking up all the money. Brokers really need to sort the shit out and start sharing a bit of that cash. Otherwise, they're going to be even more and more in trouble. You know what I mean? Well, they are going to land in trouble. It is inevitable. Well, I think so. But yeah, there's more garages. This is what amazing. I can't get my head round. Obviously, the price of fuel's going up, and they say there's a shortage of fuel and shit like that. But I see garages opening all over the place. New garages, new companies, Loves are putting up loads of new garages and shit like that, and you think, wow, if they, you know, they're the big business investors, they know the shit. So if they're confident they're still going to be selling the fuel, you know, I'm just a wee truck driver with limited education. What the fuck do I know, you know? But we'll see. The only thing is, money makes money, doesn't it? If you ain't got any, you can't make a lot more. But if you ain't got a lot, you can't lose a lot. Now there's the philosophy. We have found the snow. Lead up to Deadman's Pass, coming up to dropping down over Cabbage Mountain. Look, nice and pretty, isn't it? If it stays on the side, it's even prettier. Pretty picture postcard. We love all that. Definitely. We can have this. Temperatures up to just above freezing, so that's nice. We don't like it on the road. There's no need for it to be on the road. But it will be at some point. It'll come down hard and fast, and the road will be slab and shitty. This time last year, me and James the legend were coming down here. It was all snowed up to hell, if you remember. We were chatting away. It was all a bit getting naughty, but we didn't have to chain up. We managed to get over the mountain. This bit leading up to the mountain usually gets pretty bad, actually, and then 9 times out of 10 you get over onto the mountain and it's fine, or vice versa, the other way around. Just, it is what it is. But today is good. As you can see, where them clouds stop, that's where the mountain drops down. That'll be. So obviously mountains, the heat and the different temperatures, apparently that collects all the clouds and shit like that. So where your clouds are, that's where you're gonna, where your mountains are, that's where you're gonna get your clouds off, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm just wabbling out. I know shit. I didn't know clouds are usually hanging over the mountains. Apparently they draw the moisture out the ground, it's closer, and then they float off and dump it on everywhere else. Grand if you like snow, isn't it? This, oh, isn't it lovely? Fucking stuff. Four months. 4 months! Oh, the joy! At least we get a break up, obviously. I haven't got another Florida until the beginning of the year. I'll be heading on down on my pilgrimage to Florida, a bit of sunshine and a bit of beach. I even take the family. I'll get them to fly out and meet me. We'll see. Ahead! Bugger off! Not today. So here we are up on the top of Cabbage Mountain. Look at this, look at this. Some say if you stand on the very, very top here of Deadman's Pass Lookout Pass and look forward, you can actually see the back of your head because you can see that far round. Some say. You can see a long way though, can't you? Bloody hell, on a clear day you can see forever. I'm not actually sure how far. I need to Google it. How far can the naked eye see? But it's a mighty long way. Poor bloody coos on top of hill, eh? I think they'd give them a cow to something, wouldn't you? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that for a view. Happy customer on working holidays at Keylock International, brought to you in conjunction with Anchor Trucking, your favourite travel agent. me, that's a long way today, isn't it? Oh, bloody hell, let's have a look at that. It's nice to go up on the viewpoint here. If anybody's passing in on holiday from the United Kingdom or Europe or one of the other states where you don't have straight through exhaust and many old school trucks running anymore, park up at the top of there on Cabbage Hill, it's called, not Cabbage Mountain, Cabbage Hill. And there's the little lookout thing you can see there. You want to be listening to them big old trucks coming down here with the Jake brakes on. What a beautiful sound it is. It echoes round this valley, absolute. It's like the sound of music to somebody who likes music, you know what I mean? It is. It's petrol heads music. It's something else. It's like the morning chorus, it really is. This was where the big pileup was the other day. I don't actually know where it was because both sides, unless there's two separate crashes, because they do run, I don't know if you can see that, they run quite far away from each other. You know, the eastbound is it's over there, you'll see it in a minute as we drop down here. Coming round the mountain, more cools. That one looks as though it's got away. We didn't find that one. We'll be bringing them all in now, rapidly bringing them in and sending them off. Burger time. Oh no, so that didn't make sense, did it? I don't know why, I just thought, oh, it's when it said east and westbound side was closed down, I just presumed something had gone across to the other side of the road or something and blocked it like that, but it can't do because they're miles away from each other until you get right onto the bump and they both join in. Look, you see there? You see what I'm on about. I'm not making this up, guys. There's the road right down there. Down the hill and she blew. It's louder than my old one. Oh, somebody's had a go. Me, I bet that makes your ass twitch. When you go in there, Jesus Christ. It's like it's in a bridge. I've only done it once. I hit a bridge. I think it was over Rotherham, somewhere over like that way. It's an arch bridge, train bridge. Don't tell anybody. I come through the Curtain Cider, and it was a bit of my bad. We had two-way radios back then. I was on for Drapers, and luckily it was an old scabby trailer, and I'm talking, you're pressing with the other button. You have to press to talk, these two-way radios. They worked all over England, were pretty good actually. And I was talking to one of my friends, Marky, on the phone actually, on the radio. So I'm pressing, boop, boop, I go, talk, blah, 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 let go. So I wasn't maybe 100% concentrating. And as I'm going through the bridge, on that, which am I, on the other side, yeah? Whichever side. Anyways, I'm going through the bridge. It's an archway, so you've got to be in the middle. This car coming the other way didn't move out of the way, and just without thinking, I moved a little too far over to the left-hand side. Well, it's horrible. It's like the brakes are coming on without you knowing or anything like that, because you're like, what the hell's happening? Then all of a sudden it clicks like the penny drops. Fuck, I hit the bridge. Fuck, 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 fuck. And then all the F's come out. I'm like, fuck, 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 fuck. Luckily, I managed to get basically out of it. But the arse end was still stuck under it. It was halfway down, so I just jumped out, lifted the suspension, dropped the suspension on the back, and it all counterbalanced, fucked off. Oh God, there was bits of bricks and all sorts of shit coming down. I'd never forget it. There was an old dude there and he's walking his dog. Typical old Yorkshire guy. He looks at me, I looks at the bridge, I'm getting out, I'm scratching my head, and he said, you hit that, hadn't you, lad? He said, you best do yourself a favour and get the fuck out of here. I didn't see nothing, he says, and walked off. Fucking good lad. You know, it's very, very, it costs you an absolute fortune if you get caught hitting them bridges. Oh man, don't hit them bridges. Don't fucking hit them bridges.
On the right, toward Milton Freewater.
You're talking a lot of money. The railway has to come out, they close it off, you pay for the diversion. Oh my God. The inspector comes out and they're not in a hurry, are they? You know, they're all like, they all milk it, they all want to be on it. All of them, they're expensive. Such bastards. Here we go. Wild Horse Casino. Me cheap fuel. I was just working out, look, I've still got 3/4 of a tank. If I wasn't running to the south of Seattle and I was going straight home, I would have enough to get all the way to my local garage, which is Donna's Truck Stop. Where we get a discount there. To fuel up there, this is still going to be cheap, about the same price anyway. To fuel up there, so I can now realise I can get all the way from Texas state line right the way home, basically, without fueling up. It's pretty damn good, is that, isn't it? All these little bits, that extra fuel, the extra miles, all those stuff adds up to the going a little bit slower because you don't have to stop as much. Because it does cost you time when you pull into gas stations, fuel stations and stuff like that. You're talking a minimum of 30 minutes, even if you're straight in and out. By the time you know you've lost your time because if you were moving, if not more than that, probably 3/4 of an hour. Because if you're carrying on moving, do you imagine where Matey is now? That's where I'd be going, yeah? You've stopped, so those miles he's doing is still going, click, 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 still going along, yeah? Whereas I'm fueling up. So by the time you've got back up and caught up, so well, you aren't going to catch up, but that's the sort of time you're going to lose. It's not the time just you've stopped to fuel up, which you might be able to do it in 15 minutes or something like that. It's the actual time lost with the miles still clicking by. I know I'm making sense. There's a local guy here. They're not far from us. He's got all Western Stars, does it? They used to do a bit of Alaska. I don't know if they still do. It's all general with a lot of old blocks there, the originals. Why didn't I stop at the gas station? I'm totally miles away here, aren't I? I've just come. Now look what you've done. You made me go past the bloody fuel thing. I was hightailing it straight to the casino, wasn't I? This is the no truck bit. Today I am not a truck. Today I'm just a large RV. Oh no, semi-park. I said semi-park is semi, but it's semi. There's Matey and his little, excuse me, bus that comes around and picks you up. If you want a lift anywhere and what have you, he'll come and take you up to the casino. Good man. This man's enjoying the walk. Which is beautiful in that sun, it really is. No shuttle, wasn't it? Left hand side to our Pacific Y. We don't need fucking hardly used any death. This is incredible. Thank you for informing me. I've got my foot on the brake. Catch you in a bit. Alright guys, American truckers out here. 479. 479 for diesel right there. That's at space age. Now then, Here's something that really boils my piss, the set of fucking arseholes that's going on at the moment. I see quite a lot of. With Flying J, what's the other one? Flying J Loves and Pilot. They all do it. They have the biodiesel price up on the diesel board, the same price, and it flicks in between. Now, anybody just looking at it, I just went past the Pilot and it said $5.25 for diesel. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Seen everywhere else is nearly up at £6. $6 rather, $5.79 and things like that. That's not bad. Then as you're going along, it changes. $6 something for credit, you know, stuff like that. Set of arseholes. That's just playing on people. And I know some of them just leave the biodiesel price out, which is cheaper, or some other shitty diesel, whatever it is, which is a lot cheaper. So it's a false, you know, it lures people in. I think it's fucking wrong. Greedy bastards they are. They really are. It just shows you, like Space Age there, a smaller franchise can afford to sell their fuel at nearly $1 a gallon cheaper, nearly $1 a gallon, and still making a profit. Whereas the big guys, who are obviously Loves Pilot and all them wankers, are buying it a lot cheaper because they're buying a lot more than Space Age, but the greedy fucks still want that extra dollar on top of making the money. Fucking disgusting. It really boils my piss. I think it's terrible. It really is. And remember, there's Paul from Canada, my wise man with marvellous advice, this guy. He's the man to listen to. Anyway,
179.
just quickly, we'll call you back, Paul. I'm on a rant. Let it go off! God, he's insistent, isn't he? Now it's thrown me. You can use at Space Age there, you can use your Fuel Man, a majority of fuel cards that'll work if you're a mainstream one, a Philip, a Pilot as usual, or Loves or something like that, company driver. They will work in the Space Age. They're popping up all over the country now, especially over the West Coast. More of the West Coast rather, not all over the country. They have nice showers, exactly the same as your Loves and all shit like that. Give them your business, save the company money, because at the moment it's desperate times. Don't give them greedy bastards any money more than you have to. You know, if you have to fuel up there, you have to fuel up sometimes, but otherwise try these other ones and give them they're supporting people, so support them back. That's what I'm saying. Rant over! Take it or leave it, bollocks if you don't want to. Well, I've just been for my dinner. Basically, I thought I need to get out. I want to get out of the truck. My mojo's gone. We can't get moving. It does seem to, you know, oomph, come on. And so I went for a sit-down meal. That was nice. A little restaurant here. Man, these are tight, aren't they? Just next to the Loves here, at the bottom of, we're not far from me, actually. I'm so glad I'm unloading in the morning. I'm not having to wait till Monday. It's Saturday now. I've been away 2 weeks, well, nearly 2 weeks, so I'm really ready for my home. Especially with it being such a drag out load, you know, so like 2 weeks to do a Texas, to do 5,000 miles, I can do a Florida and back, 8,000 mile nearly in that. So it's been pretty dragging heels and then not needing to get on.
Take the first exit.
I will, thank you so much. So, last leg and good, we're going home. Oh, hello, G.
Take the ramp on the right to I-90 West toward Seattle.
But hey, anything's good, isn't it? Look at the suns, that was beautiful. It's been a lovely drive back, you know, it really has. But I mean, like I say, I'm ready for home. I want to see the family. Let's go. Tomorrow lunchtime, we'll be there. Already, we'll run out of food in the fridge. Let's get the party started. Missed my buddy's off-road event across the road from us at the farm in the woods. He's got a big four-wheel drive event he holds out every year. He just rang me earlier, called me up. He said, "Hey, you're going to be home? Where are you?" I said, "I'm on the wrong side of the mountain." Like, oh man, he said it's all happening, it's all kicking off. They have a big bonfire, plenty of beer, plenty of 4x4s, plenty of off-roading and muddy, dirty goings on. You've seen it, I showed you the video before. Which happens every year and goes on into the wee small hours. Fun is had. Them bloody horrible wind turbines. Fucking things. There we go. Not far, 113 mile. And it is 20 to 4. 20 to 4. Yep. Good morning, guys. Excellent result. Bills in hand. So I'm here in Fife, which is South Seattle, and I'm not even ready to go, and I'm empty. I can't believe it. I got here last night, and what's going on here? Why are we stopped working? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, coffee machine. No, we're going again. These coffee machines have about a year's lifespan, and then they give out on me. Walmart specials. It looks as though it's going to be all right. Come on, looks a bit steady away. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, yeah. Going back to the builds. I got here last night. It's not the place I thought it was, actually. I thought it was across the road I was delivering. I didn't really check my bills, but so there's nowhere to park or anything. And read the reviews. The reviews were terrible about this place. Oh, no parking, blah blah blah. Wait there for hours and hours and ridiculous shit like that. It's been Sunday. I thought it was going to be a bit quicker and stuff like that. And there's usually got to pay to unload the what do they call it? The I forget what you call it now. It's a stupid thing. It only happens in union places in America. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world, but you have to pay this lumper fee in some of them. Well, you've got to pay to get unloaded. You've got to pay for the privilege of them taking the stuff off that they ordered. Not your stuff. I don't get it. It's why was stop? But today it was waived. It was already paid by the broker. It's stupid because you get it actually back off the broker. So, you know, it's all just a fucking farce. It's from back in the big days when there was the all the big union shits going on and stuff like that. Anyway, this is US Foods in Fife. Big shout out for them. Absolutely brilliant. So I got here last night, parked on the bay. Saw an empty bay and I thought, I'll be a bit cheeky and just park on it. Anyway, gets up this morning, the dude comes out, I goes in to see him. My booking was at 6 o'clock. I went in at 5 o'clock. He says, but you're on bay 24, aren't you? I said, yeah. He said, I'll just pull straight onto that one then. Fucking great. Just pull forward, open the door, boop, straight back in. Straight away they started unloading me. I've only got half for here. I've got half for Everett towards home. And I got unloaded about quarter 6, and I'm empty now. And brilliant. Nothing to pay in bills and all happy days. Super polite, super nice. And like I say, the reviews were terrible. But on a Sunday, people do work a little bit different towards the rest of the week, don't they? We know that. Gives me a big old grin coming through Seattle. Means not far to home. It's cool, like, you know, out here that you actually run through the cities. Majority of the places, Dallas, all those, you can run right through the centre, the freeways and stuff like that. Whereas M25 miles away, you don't see anything. It breaks the journey up. You get to see it, you know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. And I think this is quite a... I'm not a city person, but I've said that before, but this is... This was the first city I ever came to in America, and explored quite a bit of it, and it's a nice walking city. I quite enjoyed myself for a couple of days. I was wandering around the city, and we've been backwards and forwards, been up and down a few times. Got some good Irish bars down there, with some good food and stuff going on. Down at, near the fish market there, what's it called, Pike Place, which is pretty cool, worth a look if you're ever down here. There's something. That was a sight. That needs. I should have got a picture. I don't know if anybody caught that. You need to rewind and have a look. homeless person back there, right? You've got a lot of homeless problems. Where's the fucking lines? Oh, there they are. Homeless people throughout the whole of the United States, which you have throughout the world now, you know, living in tents and stuff like that. There was a tent back there, a couple of tents, with a Porsche 9, what is it, the Cabriolet one, just Cabriolet, what do you call it, convertible. The Porsche convertible back there, not the Boxer, the one up from that, an old style one as well, so that'll be worth some money, right outside a homeless place. So, you know, when you see these homeless people, a lot of people, oh, you know, they're horrible and stuff like that. No, it's because it's that expensive to live in the city. Some people are actually holding down full-time jobs, proper jobs and things like that, but are living in tents and stuff like that because it's that bloody expensive. All cities throughout the world have gone mental with prices of rent and stuff like that, which if you've got a job like a cleaner that pays minimum wage or something like that, the commutes have got further and further right out of the city. So you're looking at 2 hours in London and places like that for these people who do the menial jobs for the little money. They've got this great big commute in and out. You no wonder we can't find people to do those jobs because they can't afford to live in the city, which is pretty shitty. It is a real pretty view over here, look at that. Pretty cool, isn't it? You can't see, you're better off when the express lane's open and you run down the bottom, you can see more of the river and stuff like that, which is pretty, it really is. Anyway, moving on, not far now. Delete the end of that. Poo, 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 poo. Poo, 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 poo. Something about working Sundays I really like. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Look, there's nobody about. It's nice and quiet. Get in, get out. People are more willing to unload you without the hustle bustle of all the shit going down and shit. Truck delivery. Delivery. I'm a truck delivery. Oh, they look like waiting people. So where's the check-in? Receiving. Big sign over there. There you go. Let's back over this side so we aren't blocking anybody in. So, fingers crossed we can get the same response here as we did at the last place. We'd be all cool. What? Happy days. You'll notice how a lot of the yards, all the yards along here, are all open and locked.
In 1/4 mile, turn
no
left
gates,
on
no
Merrill
nothing.
Creek Parkway.
There is separate areas, different areas, obviously in America where the majority of places are locked up, but majority of places just wide open to go in, and I love that. I really, really do. Our yard's wide open, you know. I think it's horrible that it's got to that state in Europe and England where everything has to be locked and you have to have a guard on and shit like that. It's private security going round. Like I said, there is places that are like that in America, but the majority, luckily for now, are still all open and stuff like that, which is cool. It really is. You're not worrying about your, are you going to go? I'm not going to go. I'm going to go. Okay then, I'm going to go. You just say that. Not worried about your fuel being stolen and there's no locks on the trailer and things like that. I knew it was going to snow. I thought it felt snowy and horrible and wintry, fighty weather on your bones. There she comes. It's been forecast next week. It's going to come down hard, I think. It's a beautiful day now, but gonna come in be a humdinger. There's a word. Humdinger. Don't ask me for a translation, it is what it is. It's humdinger, isn't it? Innit, eh? All empty, all done. Them guys had a terrible review on the internet, like I said, and they're just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't fault them. Really couldn't. So
1/4 mile. Turn left on Seaway Boulevard.
yes, I will. So Stephanie's on her way down to Marysville to meet me at the Peterbilt. We're dropping the truck off there. Home for a couple of days. Get some shit sorted out. Go see the accountant, hopefully. And isn't it lovely on a Sunday? Look, nobody about. It's fucking brilliant.
Turn left at the traffic light.
I would definitely work weekends all over everything. I always did in England. I didn't mind doing a Sunday. I like the Sundays. Really good. I still think it's a dumb thing, you know, in France that you can't run Sundays.
Keep left to Washington 526.
I think that is such some peni who's never driven a truck, who likes to put danger on the road and let to American viewers, you can't. Italy as well. You can run perishable on a Sunday, but Saturday night 10 o'clock you've got to park up. That's you done. Until Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night. So you imagine, it's not so bad now. People have like sobered up, I was going to say. Have changed a little from the 80s and the 90s, where you'd sit in La Conquera and at the border of France and Spain. Everybody would sit there, have the glass of carafe of wine and shit like that, and then 10 o'clock at night, oh, let's go hit the road. Luckily, you know, people have realised that that's pretty dangerous. That it's not the best idea. But I think it's still stupid. You got drivers sat there all day long in places, in France, in Spain, all over the place, and then excuse me, and then come. Oh, too late here, never mind. You come Sunday at 10 o'clock, you've got the whole shebang, everybody leaving at one time. Which is ridiculous because all it does is push drivers into working night times and then parking up later on, and it's just absolutely stupid. Dumb law is that. But hey, we are just mere truck drivers. We don't know any different, do we? So yeah, it just puts more congestion on to Monday morning. It's not rocket science to realise that is going to put you a lot more congestion on to Monday. Is it not? Of course it is. It's obvious. Here we go. Yeah, that's empty. That's for 5,000 miles. I left last Tuesday. It's now Sunday morning. It wasn't exactly 2 weeks, wasn't it? He'll remember to look at his fuel gauge next time, won't he? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Boop, boop. Press the like if you like it. If you don't press the like, put the thumbs down. But if you do put the thumbs down, give an explanation why you don't like it. Tell me what you don't like about it. And if you are going, don't forget, I will shoot you down in flames. If you are going to put a comment challenging what I've done or what I've said, I'm all up for comments and how I could better myself. But don't be an armchair driver and give me things about if you know jack shit about it and you've never been there and done it. Now, if you have, I'm all willing and ears, literally, to listen to mine advice. I love advice, I really do. And let's talk about it. And let's see how we can make things better or worse. I'm in the wrong lane. Paying attention might be the better one. There we go. It's not far up to home from here. Catch you all later. Have a grand week. Bye bye.